G'day folks, Jim Langlands here from FX Charts, the currency outlook for the Finance News Network for Friday the 29th of June. Well, it's been a pretty volatile session today as we await the outcome of anything from the EU Leaders Summit. The Euro, that had an early session squeeze up to the resistance at 125.20. Stayed there for a while, but couldn't hang on, and eventually we saw a collapse down to 124.05. It held on to 124, the figure, and has since bounced mildly, but it still looks pretty sick. But the market's reluctant to sell it too far in case of any positive announcement coming out of the summit. Most players seem to be sitting on the sidelines for the time being, and I think probably just for the next few hours at least, we're going to hang around current levels while the market works out what it should be doing. Elsewhere, cable and the Swissy, they've largely followed the euro around. They've had volatile sessions, but they're currently sitting at 155.25 and 96.5 respectively. The yen, that got largely sidelined today. It's trading around just under 79.5. It's had a 50-point range either side of that, and probably not going to be doing a great deal today unless we see some major action on euro yen, and that's very likely. But right now, dollar yen looks fairly stable. The Aussie, that's had a big session. I didn't think it really would yesterday. I thought it'd be in a 50-point range, but it took out the top side at tested 101.30, and then it's collapsed down to 99.95, but it's recovered since then on the back of the late rally in the US equity markets, and currently sits at 100.40. It's fairly quiet at the moment, and probably much as with the other currencies, not going to do a great deal until we get some announcements from the EU Leaders Summit, and direction from there will be taken on the perception of risk sentiment. The Kiwi did fairly similar move. It got up to 79.60, I think it was, and then down to 78.40, and it's currently sitting at 78.75. Fairly quiet at the moment, but it'll follow the lead of the other majors. So that's really about it. There's not an awful lot more to say. It's Friday. Conditions are going to get pretty thin later on, so we might get some pretty volatile spikes. There's some secondary data out today, but really all the focus is going to be on the events in Rome. So that's really about it. If you do want a more comprehensive report on the markets, go to the website as usual, www.fxcharts.com.au. Apart from that, please remember that, as usual, any advice given here it's not trading advice. It's a personal outlook only. So please don't use it as trading advice. That's about it. Have a very good day. Have a good weekend, and talk to you next week. Cheers.